Hey fellow language learners, welcome back to the channel. You know, there's been a lot of new subscribers in the recent weeks and months, and I just want to say thank you so much for your support. Every time I get a new subscriber, I feel like that's a little vote of confidence in what I do, and I want to get to know you better as well. So leave me a comment sometime and let's get to know each other. In today's video, I want to introduce myself and what I do. So my name is Matthew Boyle. I come from America, but I moved to China in 2011 and I've lived here ever since. I have two beautiful children with my wife Helen, and we all enjoy learning languages together, primarily Mandarin and English, but we also learn a little bit of Cantonese here and there because we live in Guangdong, South China, the Cantonese homeworld. And this province that we live in is amazing for language learning. There are so many different languages being used in Guangdong that wherever you go, you can hear different languages being spoken. I mean, they're primarily different local languages from this region, but a lot of people in Guangdong speak 2, 3, 4 languages very easily just from the nature of where they grew up. You know, they may speak Mandarin and Cantonese, plus a very specific local dialect. Maybe their hometown is more rural and it has a special dialect. And then they may have also learned a foreign language in school, usually English, but sometimes other languages as well, like maybe Spanish or Japanese or Korean, something like that. So I just feel greatly inspired to learn languages in this region. Now, for myself, I think one of the keys to learning foreign languages is to make it fun and to have a wide variety of enriching resources to expose yourself to different TV shows, to different musical artists, to different games, to different stories. I try to bring my children and my friends, my family, different sources of inspiration. So I try to expose them to new things. And one of the things I'm particularly fond of is games, because I grew up playing a lot of different kinds of games. You name it, I probably played it growing up. I mean, anything from tabletop games to board games, card games, video games, and even outdoor games. I love to play stuff outdoors as well. I enjoy to play sports. But what I realized starting in, maybe 2014, 2015, was I have the talent and passion for creating language learning card games. I feel like there's a really a hole in the market for fantastically designed language learning card games and board games, and I'm trying to fill that void. A lot of card games out there are very simple. They have a word or a phrase on the card for you to memorize, and that's it. So the pack of cards will be very limited, and if you want to learn more, you have to buy more. What I'm trying to do is design games that are very open-ended, games that require your creative expression. So they're sort of like a loose framework. Usually they provide different topics to speak about, and the players decide what they want to say, how they want to express themselves. So the games have a very high replay value. In fact, we've been playing my latest game, Heading into Language Land, online with a virtual version of the game every Saturday almost since April of 2023, and we've been using the same deck of cards. Why? Because we're still deriving an insane amount of value of it. A lot of our players, though they've become very familiar with most of the topics in the deck by now, they have not mastered all of the topics in the deck by now. So I've put a lot of effort into creating a game which will move you to higher levels. There are easy categories in the game, but the game has a range of topics, basically from easy all the way up to hard. Let me pause this for a minute because a plane's coming overhead. So that was actually a helicopter. It's moving past the apartment complex back there. My camera's really bad at focusing, bad with light. I've got a really old phone, so the background's all washed out as it focuses on me, but there's a lake back there in an apartment complex. Helicopter was flying by. But the game is designed to cover a wide range of topics, so there's something for everyone. Beginners will have a chance to talk about something. Every card has a range of topics, and you roll the dice. So sometimes you might get stuck with a hard one, and you might struggle to speak about it, and maybe you don't make much gains in that particular term, but you'll learn something new. sometimes you're going to get lucky and you're going to hit upon something that you can speak about. So there's something for everybody. This is meant to bring different people together. I think mixed groups, heterogeneous groups of people of different ages, backgrounds, and language levels is where the greatest amount of sharing and richness occurs. Sometimes I meet people who say, I really only want to play with and hang out with and study with other language learners who are at my same level or higher. They don't see the value of mixing people from different levels. I think you can learn something from everybody, and you should try to learn something from everybody, even people who you see as being at a lower level than you. I mean, these days, for example, in my life, I learn something every day from children and from young students. Now, in many cases, my Mandarin is actually higher than theirs, and my English is certainly way beyond theirs, but sometimes they still teach me new things in both of those languages. So it's, there's a difference here, I think, between basically closed-minded people and open-minded people, or more narrow-minded people who think too narrowly about what success and achievement in language learning looks like. I'm a very open-minded, very inclusive, very creative individual, and I love it when people of all levels and backgrounds get around the table and share and help each other. I think that develops us holistically as human beings. I think it's really good for our friendships and our communities. So that's the feeling that I want to transmit to you through the work that I do. That's the feeling that I want you to have. And if you try my games, I think you will catch that feeling. You can try it for yourself. We're playing online for free every Saturday. You can come out regardless of your level and give it a try. And there's also printable and real deck games over at the site. The printable ones, quite affordable. You can get a free printable if you sign up at the site. There's like a pop-up to give you a free printable game. And then the real deck ones are much more expensive, I would say. But the reason for that is because I put a lot of effort and heart into what I do. And I always pack these decks carefully by hand. I do it myself. And I ship them expedited, secure, with tracking to any country worldwide. So I'm very serious about providing top-notch customer service. So that's why I charge the price that I do for my real decks. You can see more about the resources on my website, Language Card Games, and please keep enjoying the content that I put out for free right here on my YouTube channel, where I share my methods and my ideologies about language learning and also life in general. I hope to keep you guys motivated. Okay, I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye-bye for now.